A new year. Now, I have some favorite times of year, but I'm telling you, this is one of my favorite time of the year. And it is because I am a creative being. I'm a creative individual, and nothing like the beginning of a new year to a creative person to give you all the inspiration, motivation, and encouragement to be even more creative and expressive and imaginative. To me, the beginning of a new year is like a huge blank canvas. And I can paint on it whatever I want. And I just have month after month after month after month to express myself. I love a new year. How many of you love a new year? Yes. Now, some of us are honestly running from last year. So, free from that, boy. But I want you to be in this new year for what it prompts from within you. We said earlier that each one of us is a bright idea in the mind of God. That we're unfolding ideas. Everybody say unfolding. Ever see a spool of fabric? Anybody? Any seamstresses in the house or anybody work with fabric? Have you ever seen, and what do you do when you want to get more out of it? Have you ever unfolded it and you discovered that this didn't look exactly like that? Or you need to straighten it or do something with it? So we're unfolding. We're constantly unfolding. There's more of us to develop, to discover, and to explore. And so with each new year, we get an opportunity to see an aspect of ourselves that has heretofore not shown up. Uh-oh. Look at someone nearby and say, there's more of me in store. Get ready. Go ahead. There's more. Be patient with me. God is not through with me yet. I am still unfolding. I'm still discovering who I am here to be. Now, some of us are pretty sure of who we are, aren't we? And we have a routine of affirming that for ourselves. Who has a morning routine right? Morning way you drive. A thing you would say that everybody knows that's her. Anybody? Well, what if you had an unprecedented dimension of yourself show up this year that you even surprised yourself about? Would that be all right? Or do you just want to be warmed over 2015? And so this year, I am calling it a year of yes. What are we calling it? Come on. A year. A year of what? A year of yes. And I have to say that I was inspired by some reading I've been doing lately. How many of you watch television on Thursday nights, in particular by a round of applause? Any Thursday night TV watch? Now, I'm not telling you what station to tune into, but if you just happen to flip to ABC on Thursday nights, you might stumble upon some of our favorite programming like Grey's Anatomy, or what's the other one? Scandal. How to Get Away with Blessing People. Isn't that what it's called? I didn't want to say it in church, So one of my favorite, I love those shows and they're kind of fun. But she has written a book. The writer of these shows, Shonda Rhimes, wrote the book, A Year of Yes. How to dance it out, stand in the sun, and be your own person. I said, wow, what would a year of yes be like? What would a year of yes be like? So what happened with Shonda, she comes home for Thanksgiving with her family, and her mother, who is the matriarch of the family, you got some matriarchs in your family that own the holidays? Anybody know what I'm talking about? Own Christmas, own Thanksgiving, and you just come in and soldier through whatever they tell you to do. Anybody? run to the store and get me this, add this over here. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, she went home and had that experience with her mother. But this year, her mother says, I have been there, done that. You all are doing it. And she passed the tradition down to the eldest daughter, Shonda's sister. And Shonda's sister is preparing, giving orders to Shonda. I mean, that's how it has to go. There's a pecking order, is it not? So they're in the kitchen preparing and getting the food ready. I think Shonda, her elder sister was chopping up celery and onion and all of this. And Shonda, now, if you know anything about Shonda, I mean, when I say she owns Thursday nights, I mean, she's a huge superstar. This woman is very successful, uber successful. No pun intended, by the way. And so she begins to spout out in conversation all of these extraordinary invitations she's been receiving. And she just goes on about, I've been asked to come and do this TV show and be on that radio show, and I've been asked to do, trying to impress her sister, right? And she admits that her sisters and her family are not impressed with this Coke bottle, eyeglass wearing, pigtailed little girl that they grew up with. They are not impressed with her job. Have you ever gone home and to be with your family with all your success, pomp, and circumstance, and they sit on down and get out of here? That's how they treat her. So she's cured of this idea that she can impress her family. But she was carrying on talking about all these invitations, and she finally says, and yeah, I've invited to be at the Kennedy Center Honors and sit in the box with President Obama and Mrs. Obama, and just kind of casually says that. And her sister did not look up the whole time. She just, And so finally the sister stops and says, are you going to do any of these things? She says, no, I'm not doing it. And there was that dead silence of her sister just chopping for a while. And then the sister kind of murmured, you never say yes to anything. And Shonda said that just rocked her world. She said those 6 words, you never say yes to anything, haunted her. Because she realized that even with everything she had going on, are you ready for this? She was miserable. The sister says, well, why aren't you going to go to any of these things are incredible? Are you kidding me? Why aren't you going? You never say yes to anything. She said, well, I'm a single mother of 3 daughters. Now, there's such a thing as being a single mother and a single mother. She's a single mother with over 7 figures in the bank at all times, nannies and you know what I'm saying? And then there's single mother. She's not single, struggling, having it hard. She's a single, cushy mother. And so she felt that to say that was going to be her excuse for not saying yes to some of the invitations that she was being invited to. I want to ask you, where is it in your life that you are not opening the door to new opportunities that will stretch you beyond your place of comfort, your current level where you are? How often are we quick to say no to an opportunity that we secretly desire, but we don't feel we have the capacity to stand up to? Look how quiet it got in here. And so this year of yes is a journey. It is a journey. What is it? Come on. It's a journey to living life in the affirmative. The what? The affirmative. There are a lot of things that we don't have in our lives that we're not experiencing and expressing in our lives because we are a no mindset. Anybody a no? You know, relationships that aren't going anywhere, right? So, Rev, I don't know what we're going to do about this marriage. It's just stymied. It's stuck. I said, you know what, are you all, having fun and getting out? No. When was the last time you went out to well, no. And you ask like 10 questions. Everything is. So what do you expect the relationship to look like? The business that you want to start. You've heard it pulling you. You know, you'd be good at this. Everybody on earth has told you that you have the best cookies on the planet. You need to start yourself a little cookie company. No. I've seen businesses come and Wally Amos heard that years ago. And he started giving his cookies away, right, at churches because somebody affirmed that these are the best cookies I've ever had in my life. I mean, my God, the crumbs and everything. You know what you ever eat a cookie and it just got to get all in here? You know when you get a good cookie, you want to just be with it for a while. Come on, raise your hands if you know what I'm talking about. Don't all be dignified and proper today. And some of you have that kind of talent. And we delay it or we deny ourselves that ability because to do so means that I have to take a journey outside of the known realm of myself. I don't know how to be in business. Well, somebody does. Are you hearing me? And so this year of yes is being willing to answer the door when your soul comes knocking. Say that with me as an affirmation. I am willing to answer the door when my soul comes knocking. I'm not talking about your relatives come knocking. Did you hear me? Or your college friends who just haven't had a job, won't keep a job, and they want to sleep on your couch. That's not the yes I'm talking about. You've got to work that out with yourself on that one. But I'm talking about being pulled to be greater. That's what that yes is. It's pulling me to be greater. Say, something's pulling me. Come on, work with it. Something's pulling me. And you know that pull. And we resist that pull, and it is that pulling that is helping to unfold your potential. You want to get me excited? Now, by the way, I don't want you to actually do this now. Let's work on next year for this one, because I already got one. But if you give me a blank calendar, I just love a blank calendar. I'm just going to say it. They're sexy. They just excite me. They excite me. You know why? And I have, if we ever had a chance to just be together privately, I can go and show you my calendars that I've been collecting and date books and all that from high school. I mean, I've got them. And now I've gone kind of electronic with them. But they demand that I pour my life into them in some unprecedented way. In some new and exciting way. Not just routine way, but some exciting way. They are an invitation to step boldly into my future. Who's willing to just step boldly into your future? Just go ahead and put your foot down. Say, I'm putting my foot down, putting it into the future. What does it mean to say yes? I took a minute to define this because I know we're easy learners here and we figure we know what yes means. But I thought I'd ask Webster on this one. And I like the way it begins. Used as a function word. Everybody say function word. To express assent or agreement. For example, are you ready? Yes, I am. Here's another one. Used as a what? Function word, usually to introduce correction or contradiction of a negative assertion or direction. Used as a function word to introduce a more emphatic or explicit phrase. Used as a function word to indicate uncertainty or polite interest or attentiveness. As it continues to go on, yes is something that we establish and speak when we want our lives to function at a whole new level. Somewhere in there it says, behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man would open the door, I will come in and sup with him and he with me. But I've got to be willing to say, yes. Now, here's something that I want to cover. Saying yes when you mean yes. Not yes because you feel coerced, manipulated, and scared into it. No, my yes is my agreement of a mindset that I'm living in. When I give my yes, you can count on it. And I invite all the forces in the universe to help me fulfill on my yes. Are you hearing me? Equally, my no means, come on. It means no. Rev Kev, so do you think you can come and bless my child's turtle this Friday at 7 p.m. at his elementary school in Roseville? I want to bless the child's turtle. I do. I want to, listen, I love animals. We're going to have a pet blessing here, by the way, this year. So, but I got to have some family time sometime. You know what I'm saying? Hard for me to go to Angelina and say, listen, no, baby, no, we can't go out. I can't take you and your friends out this weekend. I'm out blessing a turtle. When you say no, mean no. But when you say yes, come on, mean yes. Now, what are we saying with this yes? The first thing you want to say is, yes, I believe. Together, come on. Yes. What am I to believe? I am to believe in my unlimited potential. Opportunities will stop coming to you if the door of your mind is constantly closed. Do you understand that opportunities are not loyal? Did you hear me? Opportunities are not loyal. They are looking for the right and ripe condition through which they can be expressed. And if you are constantly a no because you don't believe that you are the right place for the opportunity to be born and manifest, then you will be kicking away your own potential. I call it an abundance rejection complex. Kicking away my own good, kicking away my own potential and possibility. Say, yes, I believe. Believe within yourself that there is more in store. Oh, Rev, you don't know my history. Nobody's willing to take a chance on me. I've ruined it with my family. I've ruined it with my in-laws. I've ruined it with my neighbors. I've ruined it with my neighbors' neighbors. I've ruined my life. There's just no way anybody else is going to take a chance on me. But I thought you told me that you feel something pulling you. I do, but I don't want to mess up again. Oh, anybody in here who knows what I'm talking about? I don't want to mess it up again. This is not a destination that we're going to. When I view my life as a destination in this success-failure paradigm, if I accumulate too many failures, I stop seeking the success. Are you hearing me? I start confusing my results with my own potential. Are you hearing me? Say, don't confuse me with the facts, please. Don't confuse me with the facts. That this divine potential that's within you is about a journey that you're here to take. And you start using the successes and failures to peel away at the former self. Come on, just peel out. Oh, no. Give me some letters, folks. But do you understand what I'm saying? Rev Kev had him peeling out of the clothes, child. I mean, Lord, he's good. He's good. But I use those what's the word I want to use? Those alternating experiences in life, just as the shoe shine man uses that rag on the shoe. It has contrast in it because the contrasting experiences of your life are there to bring out the shine in you. Are you hearing me this morning? So believe in yourself. Believe that you have it within you to be all that you were created to be. The second thing, say, yes, I can. Come on, together. Yes. I want you to get in the habit of saying, yes, I can. I want you to use it as a spiritual practice. So many of us reject our potential because we are saying, no, I can't. Interrupt yourself when you find yourself about to say, I can't. Either interrupt yourself and say, I choose not to do it at this time. Got it? Because you don't want to negate your own power and your own potential. Why take all of that God power that's invested in you to use it to create experiences for yourself that you don't want to have and you don't want anybody else having? But do you know that's what we do every time we know I can't? We place a limitation on our own experiences, on our own potential, our own possibility. Well, Rev, there's some things I can't do. Well, what are the things you can do? Let's start talking about what I can do. Are you hearing me? I must learn to turn my mind and my mouth around. Together, I will turn my mind and my mouth around. Just see yourself turning your mouth around. Go ahead and turn around. When I was a kid and I didn't get my way, which wasn't often. No, it was. I didn't get my way. I had a face that I would put on, boy, for my father. And my lip would be down. And my dad would say, all right, it's going to get stuck like that. It's going to get stuck like that. You're going to just walk around with that face. One day you're just going to go to school to take your school pictures, and this is all you got to give them. Your bottom lip's just going to be stuck like that. And he would tell me this, and I would, okay, all right, I'd shake it off. But what if our potential is stuck like that? Because we have a mindset that's stuck on what's not possible. As a mind thinketh into its heart, so is he. Scripture says, as a man thinketh in his heart. But when we see that term man, we're saying what? Mind. As a mind can envision, so it is. So what am I thinking about? What do you want to be thinking about this year? If you see yourself limited in some way this year, I want you to shift your mind around and see you free from that limitation. Just say with me right now, try it on, because I know it's hard for us to see beyond our limitations. But just try it on. I can do things I can't even imagine right now. Together, I can do things I can't even imagine right now. I can do anything if I try. Come on, try it. I can do. Oh, if he can do it, I can do it. Come on, if he can do it. Come on, if he can do it. If Ken can do it. Are you hearing me this morning? You want to reinforce this within your own self-talk. I saw something recently, pretty powerful, something on Facebook, and boy, it hit me to the core. It says, be careful of the way you speak to your children, because that becomes their inner voice. God, I need a redo. That becomes their what? Oh my God. So I'm like, okay, I gotta load up on some, I need a redo on some days. I'm pretty positive for the most part, but there's some days when ever do it as a parent? Ever do it? I'm confessing. So we have to watch what we're saying. I'd rather you just not say it. Have you got it? Because your subconscious mind stores, records, and what else does it do? Plays it back. Plays it back into your experience. Reminds you of when you said you couldn't. So you get out there and try, and then you have a memory of your inability to do it. And then not only do you have a memory of your inability to do it, you have evidence now to be right about the old thought that you can't. And justification to step back from the next attempt. Are you hearing me this morning? Here's the next thing. Say, yes, I will. Together, come on. Yes. Will is the executive faculty of consciousness. Your will sets your spiritual sails. It sets the direction through which your intention will travel. Are you hearing me? You set it one way, you are setting yourself up to catch the wind that will take you in the direction of what you will. What am I willing to accept and say yes to this year? Ask yourself the question, what am I willing to accept and say yes to this year? Are you willing? Listen to me now. Are you willing to accept more money this year? You see, just dead, flat line, just nothing. You would have thought I said, are you willing to have a nuclear weapon in your garage this year? Are you willing to accept more money this year? That's what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? Turn your mouth around. Don't be mumbling. The scripture says, let your yea be yea and your nay be nay, because from everything else comes confusion. Don't almost give the answer. Yes, I'm willing to accept more money than I can count this year. Are you hearing it? Go ahead and volunteer. Just volunteer. Yes. Dog it. Are you willing to accept love in your life like you've never known before? Before you shout out yes. I'm talking about the love that will take you places, make your toes curl. Who knows that kind of love I'm talking about? The kind of love, look at him over there. Yeah. Are you willing to accept that kind of love in your life? Huh? I mean, the love that just makes you write letters. Dear son. You know that kind of love I'm talking about? Love that makes you get up and go at 11 p.m. to get ice cream. You know what I'm saying? In the winter's cold. Because it's a craving. I mean, what? I'm talking about that kind of love. I shall never forget. I got to get us out of here. I shall never forget my brother. God love him. He fell in love once, my middle brother. Oh, and the family was not too sure of this new love, but he was so sure. Now, he's 20. I think they're 20s, and they're married and early on, and boy. And she said something that struck me, and I said, but sister, this doesn't sound what I'm hearing you say. And so she goes back to my brother and tells him that Kevin got a little flip with me earlier today. My baby brother calls me, listen, don't you talk to my woman like that. And he just goes on. He was in that kind of love. He was willing to risk his life with big brother kind of love. You know what I'm talking about? I said, listen, brother, I didn't bring you in this world. But I don't mind taking you out of it. But I said to him, brother, I know where you are. I know that kind of love. I said, now listen, I was your brother before her. I'm going to be your brother after her. And there will be an after her. And so after her, big brother's still here loving on him. He's now remarried and life is wonderful. But you know what I'm talking about, that kind of love. Are you willing to accept that kind of crazy, just make you jump out of your life love, huh? Yes. Are you willing to let yourself go where the presence is sending you? God is trying to get you to be something, do something, and have something. Are you willing to go if God says go? Are you willing to? We just need a few brave volunteers to say yes. And get over the suspicion that the world is unfriendly, that the world is unkind, that things aren't going to work out for you. You know, I don't have that evidence. Here's the evidence I have. Somehow, some way, things always work out in my favor. I don't know how that happens, but it just happens. And I would rather you believe that there is a conspiracy, but it's a conspiracy of good. I want you to have a suspicion that something is good out there for me. Get suspicious about the fact that there's something trying to enter into your life that will take you places that you've never been before. I want you to be suspicious about that. I want you to be a reverse paranoia. Have reverse paranoia. Everywhere I turn, I'm getting blessed. I don't know how to get away from these blessings. Just following me around. Somebody paid my parking toll this morning. Oh my God. The waitress says, no, it's on me today. Went to work and my boss said, this is just because. It's a little raise and a little extra time off. Can you struggle along with a few days off? That the world is conspiring to bring me to my highest potential. And all I need to do is volunteer with a little courage and say, here I am, Lord. Send me. Send me. I say yes to my potential. I say yes to my possibilities. I say yes to my abundance. I say yes to my prosperity. I say yes to my companionship. I say yes to my future. And as you can see yourself being it, you'll see yourself doing it. You'll see yourself having it. But the truth is, you are the expression of God. So stop saying you can't. When you hit the high vibration, you embody this thing. You just put the whole thing on. You wear the yes, I can mindset. And it becomes yes, I am. Yes, I am. I am love. I am peace. I am joy. I am prosperity. I am abundance. I am rich, good looking, exciting, going someplace to happen. Yes, I am. I am all that God has created me to be. And this is the truth. And when it is the truth and you make that bold statement and live from that bold statement, then you can appreciate what you are really saying when you say, and so it is. Because you're declaring what you have now embodied. And so it is written. And so I have spoken it, and so you have heard it, and so it is. Amen.